Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zen Tangle Teacher, and today's lesson is OLB by Helen Williams, and I've done a little tweaking on it, of course. Always do a little tweaking when I do one. You'll see this is the tweaked or changed or freehand tangle that I've done. I've done one on a brown tile, and this is OLB, like Helen Williams did it. And you can see I've also done it with another tangle to the side of it. So I am going to teach you what I did. And we'll get out a tile, and I'm just going to do it on a plain white tile. You see I've used some round ones. I love the little round tiles that you can get on my website. They are just so much fun, the brown ones. And you can also get a white and a gray paper done in the round. So if you're interested, but today I'm just going to use the square. You can also get these square ones, 30 of these square ones for $5. Great buy. Right now I have a birthday discount going on, so you can get a discount of 20% off. That helps pay for freight, shipping. So we're going to take our pencil and we're going to put a dot in each corner and a border. And then I'm just going to jump right in with my pen. And I'm using a Micron 01 by Sakura. I was told that I was saying it wrong, and I appreciate it when someone helps me pronounce things. One of my followers from, I think Japan or China, told me that it's done Sakura with 2 O's. And so we're going to draw. And I'm just going to start out by drawing straight lines. So I would consider this maybe a gridded pattern that Helen did. And these lines are about 1/4 of an inch apart. And I just did the whole tile because I'm just going to do the whole tile with this, because I think that sometimes is the easier way to learn, is to do a single tile. Then I'm going to come, and I could do my border, but I'm just going to go to my first one after my border, and I'm going to come over and do kind of an S shape, kind of a snake down my piece. And you notice I came over and touched the border and then touched this line back and forth. And that's going to be repeated. We're going to do it again, and I'm going to I'm going to do it in reverse. So this time it's gone this way, and next time it's done reverse. Then I'm going to skip over one and do the same thing. You can tell I'm not exactly perfect with where I match it up. That's okay. The idea is you get pretty close so that you can meet, because that's going to be part of your design. And we just echo this back and forth. So I'm just repeating. And you can see that sometimes I am a little higher than the one next. But it really doesn't matter as long as you come back over and touch. And we could do one more, but we're only going to get a half of one. So we could do and I don't have the other half of it, but we'll just leave it like that so that you can see what you can do with that. And I just like to count how many steps because I really like the 3 steps or less in a tangle. So we did our lines for our grid. That's step 1. This is step 2. And now we're going to do step 3, and it's going to be repeated. So I'm just going to come up here to my first kind of orb, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to come down just a little fatter than that straight line and echo out. And I'm going to repeat this all the way out. Then I'm going to do the other side. And I like to trace down the line here so it gets a little thicker, and then repeat. And I always want to go from the center of this orb in. So here, this would be my center, that outside line. And then I work my way to the round part. Now I'm going to do this one. And it really doesn't matter if they're a little thicker or a little thin, or if they come in and touch another one. That's really not going to make much difference. Again, we're going to pretend like this is the center line. And we could draw that if it helps, and then just out a little bit. And repeat. Center line. And we're going to repeat that same process through the entire tile. And when we do that, we're going to end up with something that looks a little bit like this. This one I did my lines a little wider apart, so I got a larger orb. So the smaller you do them, the smaller the orb. Not orb, orb, O-L-B. So remember, we start from the center. And here I would like to usually go up from that point because this is a half a one. And I can get a better look. And here we'll do a whole one. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw, and then I will time lapse, and then I will come back and color in so you can see how I do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw the rest of these. Now we could go ahead and do half of ones here, just like we did on the other side. We want to remember that we always start on that straight line. And if they look a little messy, it's okay, because we're going to come back in and clean them up, or you could leave it like this if you wanted. But I love the look of a little bit more drama. So I'm just going to show you what happens when we color a few of them. And that way I cleaned it up. And you notice I left a little piece of light. This is, I call a little sparkle. So does Maria. And that gives it just a little glaze of light across. And you can start anywhere. If you want to start on the very outside edge, and then work your way in to the center. This is where I kind of clean up. If I think that my lines are a little sloppy, I can clean up some of my lines. But this is fun to just do a few of them in here that are filled in. I've done some where every one is filled in. Here I did just some filled in, and then some I just shaded in with my pencil. Just went here and shaded in every one. This would be a beautiful one colored with colored pencils. If you're not into doing all the black ink. So let's look and see, how did I do these two from where we do this. So I'm just going to take a little round tile, and I'm using a gray one. Oh, I just looked at my camera and you can't even see the tile at all. So I'm going to switch out and use a brown one because you can't even see it. Excuse me. And I'm just going to freehand this. So I'm just going to draw a line. Just a straight line on my paper. And then I'm going to do that same, didn't quite come all the way out, same wavy line. On both sides. And then I'm going to do another one on a little diagonal. And this is going to be a little holly bow effect. If I come to that edge, and I'll do another one. Line straight through. And if you think about it, it would come back in to the center. And then I would do the same thing here. Go from my center out. Just putting as many in as I can get. And there you can see that I've done an old same thing that I did here. Give it a little bit more pointy, and then we come back and fill in again, leaving a little space on the brown tile. I love the finish on these tiles. This brown paper is a little smoother than the white, and it's a little thinner paper also. It's only 65-pound paper instead of 140-pound paper. But you can see how I have achieved this exact Tangle on here, just changing the way I did Aube. Wonderful Tangle by Helen Williams. We thank her for this Tangle and give it a try. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.